Did you know that you can buy an MB&F for just a couple of €1,000? This is the MA.D.1. Back in 2021, Max Büsser released the MA.D.1. Technically, it was not a release because it was a friends and tribe members only watch. And it was the first edition of the MA.D.1, a more affordable watch under a different name, but with the same sense for creativity as Max introduced in the MB&F brand. So let's fast forward to 2022, when the first official launch of the MA.D.1 was released. It was the MA.D.1 in red. What is this watch? Well, it's like a spaceship on your wrist. And since then, there have been multiple iterations. There is a green one, and there is a very new one that is very colorful that was in collaboration with the designer Jean-Jacques Castelbajac, which is very nice, and I got to see firsthand as well. All of the watches are the same. They just have a different color scheme and a couple of details that are different. What's the basis of this particular watch? And this is something that we're going to look at right now. The specs. So first of all, we have a fairly large watch with a case thickness of slightly under 19 millimeters, which is a big boy for watches. For me, especially, because I never wear big watches. The watch has a water resistance of 30 meters, which is fairly enough because this is not a watch that you're going to wear every day, and you are certainly not going to wear it to go for a swim. You're going to wear this out of one specific reason, that you are part of the MB&F tribe, or you'd like to be part of the MB&F tribe. The watch has an inverted Miyota movement. It has a very cool anchor, which basically is a fidget spinner. If you turn the watch on your wrist slightly quicker than you normally would, then the fidget spinner or the anchor would turn fast. This gives the watch a very playful spin. As you can see, there is no real dial to read the time. Well, at least not on top. It's actually on the side, similar to drive watches where the dial is off-centered so that you can read the time in the position of driving. And here it's pretty similar. You can read the time on the side, and it's like a sliding barrel that tells you the time with an indicator in the middle. This is not going to be the most accurate watch, and this definitely doesn't tell you any seconds or things as such, but basically, well, it still is a watch that tells the time. This is particularly a watch that you would use for fun, an aesthetically pleasing watch that's just supposed to be fun. There's not more to say about it. I really enjoyed this piece because not only is it quirky and interesting to look at, but also, if you play around with different kinds of straps, the watch speaks to me much more and, well, becomes alive, because the black strap that came with the red MA.D.1 was kind of boring. For me, at least, as someone who changes straps regularly, I switched out the strap for a white one. Suddenly, the watch just came to life. The red popped out more, and the watch had a vastly bigger presence on the wrist. And due to the fact that I was using a rubber strap, it felt kind of snug on my wrist too. Just to give a little bit of reference, this is a big watch, and I have a fairly smaller wrist with 16.5 centimeters in circumference, or I think 6.5 inches. It's not the biggest wrist, but the watch is big. It's very wearable, and Max's team really did a great job in creating this piece, and Max did a great job in creating this piece. You can easily wear this. It will definitely not slide under the cuff as other watches would, but it's also not supposed to. And I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to do with this brand moving forward, as they've had different kinds of color iterations in the past, and this year a very colorful iterations with a French designer. I am really intrigued to see what they are going to do further. Are we going to see a different kind of model? Who knows? I'm definitely going to, again, try to get my hands on one and see if I can do a little video on it. These watches were offered in a Raffle style sale, so therefore you would have had to register your interest via the website and then the Raffle was picked randomly. A couple of people were lucky and a couple of people were unlucky. But luckily enough, there are going to be more iterations of the piece. They are readily available on the secondary market, so it's not that of a huge issue. If you want one, you can definitely get one. I'm very intrigued to see what Max and his team are going to do with the new brand M.A.D. editions moving forward. Are there going to be new models added? Who knows? One thing I know for sure, these watches are going to stay fun and quirky. They are going to be available at a rather affordable price point compared to the MB&F brand. Did you get one of these watches and what do you think about it? Leave it down in the comments below. As always, if you want to check out 2 other videos, here are 2 for you to watch. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you feel like it, put a thumbs up. We will see each other in the next episode. Bye-bye.